Another question I had about Anaya, and I don't know what you'll be able to say, but something, and like I mentioned earlier, something I'm really excited to see is just more of a focus on Anaya, Noah, Suna, and their chemistry, their dynamic, and where their story goes. Is there anything specific that you want to see from Anaya? Is there anything that you are hoping that the next film brings for this character and where he might go?
Yeah, it's such a great question, and I think the possibilities are really, they're endless of where these characters can grow, and I think that's such a great sign for an opening of a trilogy, a potential trilogy. That there's just so many avenues. I think, yeah, of seeing more depth, and this is just me talking from what I would love to see, because we have no idea, nothing's been announced yet. Not sure what they're planning, where the stories are going to go. Wes would kind of talk about stuff he'd love to do on set, but nothing's concrete. But yeah, I think developing those relationships further. I think, Anaya went through a lot in that first film. So what does that leave on someone? What marks have been left by Proximus? How much does that hurt? How does that shape a character? Does that push you off into the humor? Do you go further into that humor, that deflection, that hiding, or are there more visible signs of that sort of trauma that Anaya and these apes went through in the first one? So I think there's a lot of room for growth. And I agree with you. I would love to see more of the trio and see those relationships develop further. And there's always room for conflict. Like, what is Suna and Anaya's and Noah's relationships become? What does the relationship between Suna and Noah become? And then how does that affect Anaya? The teens growing up, when love gets involved, how does that shift and shape relationships? Is it for the better or is it for the worse? So yeah, I just am excited, like you and like everyone else, to see these chimps grow and who they become, and yeah.
Yeah. So speaking of that next film, and I know you probably can't say anything even if you did have an answer for me, but I'm going to ask anyway. And you kind of already answered. But have you heard anything yet about if slash when we might get a sequel potentially?
No, unfortunately not. And I wish I had heard something that I could keep from you, but I haven't.
Okay.
So I feel with a film this size, we'll probably all be finding out together through some kind of big article. But yeah, I'm not sure when. I kind of just go off timelines of the last three. But that's useless
Yeah.
in this. It's a completely different beast. But I think, looking at the film did well. People responded really well to it. It's a success on paper, with the box office, and the reviews have been good. And I would love for it to go again. And I think we've made something worthy of going again. But we will see, and unfortunately, I don't have any more info than that. So I can't wait to chat again when we have more info.